Welcome to the very short review of all 6 Dragon Quest characters because I only make a review video for Morlusso EX and it was kind of unfair to leaving the other 5 behind because they wasn't as strong as Morlusso EX. So I might as well make a quick summary of all 5 of them on why some of them are either mediocre or why some of them are good but doesn't really stand out. First is Cyrus. Honestly though, I do think that out of all the units in this collab, Cyrus is the most simplest, mediocre, and the most boring one. He basically a fire and sword DPS. Well, fire and lightning DPS, so also sword DPS. He is a warrior, a magic warrior, and he does damage and that's it. Cyrus doesn't really do anything to make him stand out. Like he does sword damage, then fire damage, then lightning damage, and that's it. And then you can like have the cool Giga Den from his ultimate, just like big slash, high multi-cap, on high damage cap and one single hit, and then that's it. He has no other synergies with other characters, he just a pure DPS, and his pure DPS sucks. So I would say that out of the 6 units in this collab, he is the worst one, honestly. As for his score, he gets 6 out of 10. He is usable, okay? I mean, 3 hit and 4 hit, and even implanting weakness is decently good. You're not gonna make it to any of the decent meta these days though, as in like any of the good meta with the Black Knight and the Rainbow and stuff. There's so much better option that you would not resort to just using Cyrus EX at all, but if you like him, you want to use him, he is usable. Next is Viola EX, and it's also like Cyrus EX. However, unlike Cyrus, Viola has one big difference though, is that she is a scholar who does fire, ice, and light DPS. However, she also has level 6 boost, and she can double cast those nuke at max boost. This leads to Viola having some very high hitting skill through the form of an AoE nuke double cast. At level 5 boost point, the AoE nuke around 750 potency with double cast and then would do a massive damage to the enemy. Now by itself, this is fine. This will not make us start to be meta, but it's still nice enough, the damage is good enough that you can brute force through some of the fight by just boom, damage up front and then the enemy is dead, so. And because Viola does ice damage, she has synergized with the ice team in the future, ice meta, with Rondo and Therese EX. Therese EX can also do a similar thing to Viola EX, both has extremely high upfront damage, so combining them together with the power of Rondo EX buffing, you can have Therese and Viola EX together in Ice Team just like brute force through most enemy. It actually worked very well in Cascade because you're too tired to breaking the enemy and do damage or something, just like turn 1 just deal massive ice damage and the enemy is dead, so. So Viola EX gets 7 out of 10. She is good enough, more powerful, stronger than Cyrus in my opinion, and she will see play as one of the side unit and an ice team meta in the future, so she's good. Next is Morlusso EX. Hopefully you know what Morlusso does already, but to summarize, she gives weakness exploit buff to the entire team, which is extremely strong, just like let you bring any character to any fight in the entire game, and she has a stolen ult, which is useful for some character who does not have passive potency up and they really want the extra damage from Morlusso EX ultimate. She's not an absolute must-have if you already have other character like Dark Priestess or Renew EX who can do a similar thing to her, but she is a 2-in-1 character. You can run one character for the value of 2, and you can save an extra team slot for someone else instead, so she is really valuable in that regard. She is just someone who can do 2 strong things in one character. Overall score is 9 out of 10. She's not an absolute must-have because what she does is not unique, and she can be replaced with other character if one of your DPS is already having 1 or 2 of the main buff that she provided, but she is still nice to have, so. Next is Signa EX and the second part of Dragon Quest III collab. Hopefully, sincerely, they don't change the character because I made this before they announcing any buff, but I'm guessing that the first part didn't get any buff, so I doubt the second part will get any buff. So overall for Signa, Signa EX is a DPS who focus on very high damage in one hit. Kind of like a one punch man situation, rather in this case like one axe kill I would say. Quick summary of what Signa EX does is that she does axe damage, and she does it very high. Most of her skill is either 1 hit or her basic attack, which is a 4 hit, but it's actually immensely giga buff that your basic attack can deal like 6000k damage per basic attack because of her passive. And she also has a lot of damage cap up too, so you can hit for a very high damage cap up with Signa, up to like 1+ million easily per hit. Now, she isn't meta, as in like top 10 meta with the Rainbow and Dark Knight right now, but she is good and not damage an axe team that she actually can work in an axe team because despite a single hit, the single hit has so much damage cap that is no longer it's not that much of an issue. She will do a lot of damage. Overall score is 7 out of 10. Later on JP she will get even stronger, as then she will get a Torch Point level 2 buff, which essentially gives her so much damage cap. You can see screenshot of Signa hitting 10 million plus damage per hit easily in JP. You set it up properly. So yes, she still isn't meta, but she is a fun unit to use and she still do good damage, so 7 out of 10. Next is Therese EX, and is the only unit where I much prefer the sprite art, the pixel art for the character over the splash art itself, because the splash art and the sprite art for Therese EX doesn't really match at all. They just feel like different character, honestly. Anyway, Therese EX is a DPS, I forgot, no, she's a healer that can throw hands more accurately. She's a healer that can do wind and stab DPS, and she is good at neither. It's another one of those cases where you're trying to make character do two things at once, but they both kind of mediocre at it, so it just kind of sucks overall, so. First of all, she does damage, but it's not on par with any of the DPS she has right now. It's good damage, but it's not that good enough. And then she has healing, which is just like the normal region healing, etc., nothing special. Problem with both is that one, Shana still exists, and number two, if you want a good healer, Ringu EX also there, and she also has Stolen ult. And speaking of ultimate, do you know that Therese EX ultimate can kill herself? So, Therese EX isn't that good of a unit, honestly. Everything she does, she is outclassed by someone's better, even like in the healer, even not counting the 2 tons of Undying that Shana gives. So, out of the part 2 class, she is like the least value one, so. Overall score is 6 out of 10. She also has a niche passive where she grants the pair ally 100% ult charge, which compared to R1 has a similar passive, but he granted to everyone and it's 40%. This one is single target, but it's 100%, so there might be some niche case where you might want to get your ult back faster, which is that one character. But other than that, I don't really see any reason for why you should use Therese EX. And last is Partitio EX. Partitio EX is a dagger DPS who is self-sufficiently buffing. Whenever he does guarantee crit, he grants a buff that let him do 6 hit on his dagger skill, and also he can also grant himself other various buffs, including boost point regen, increased crit multiplier, and damage cap. Now the only problem is, despite doing all of this thing, Partitio EX is not as good as Kaina. Kaina exists. The Kaina Tiziano combo is still stronger. Partitio, I would say, is like a side grade to Kaina, because Partitio EX strongest skill is a 6 hit, Kaina is an 8 hit, and they both serve similarly, although Kaina has their own power with the level 6 boosting too, so. Overall score 7 out of 10. He is close to the level of Kaina, and Kaina is not even as meta dominating right now, so you don't have Kaina and you want a good dagger DPS, then Partitio will work fine. But in my recommendation, if you lack a dagger DPS right now, just wait for lock in the future with the FF6 collab, so. And that's it for this quick review of all 6 Dragon Quest III units. I apologize that I don't have the sanity to go through all 6 units individually, because this entire collab is kind of like a weird case where it can just be summarized with saying, oh yeah, just get Morlusso EX and just give everyone else. In the future, when the FF6 collab arrives, I will review all of them normally, because all 6 units from that collab is actually interestingly strong, so, and plus they actually real unit and not like EX cosplay unit, so, but that's it for now, so, thank you for watching and bye bye.